day and welcome to our video. In this video, we will introduce the personalities nationally who have been granted pardon or executive clemency by the President.
In 2014, a tragic incident occurred in the Philippines that would later become a controversial case. Joseph Scott Pemberton, a U.S. Marine, was involved in the death of Jennifer Louden, a transgender woman. In the incident sparked outrage and ignited discussion about justice, equality, and the treatment of LGBTQ+ individuals. Pemberton was found guilty of homicide and was sentenced to serve a 10-year prison term. However, in a surprising turn of events, Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte granted Pemberton an absolute pardon in September 2020, cutting short his sentence. The decision to pardon Pemberton received widespread attention and criticism. Human rights groups and LGBTQ+ organizations argued that it undetermined justice and sent a message that transgender lives were not valued. The case also raised questions about the treatment of American military personnel who committed a crime in foreign countries. The pardon strained relationship between the United States and the Philippines, as it called into question the application of justice and the respect for national sovereignty. The incident reignited debates about the presence of U.S. forces in the Philippines and highlighted the need for continued efforts to promote equality and protect the rights of all individuals. Joseph Scott Pemberton's pardon is a controversial and complex one. It serves as a reminder of the ongoing struggle for justice, equality, and human rights in our society.
Jaime Tadeo, also known as Jimmy Tadeo, was a prominent peasant leader, organizer, and advocate for agrarian reform in the Philippines. He played a vital role in pushing for the inclusion of agrarian reform in the 1997 Constitution. Tadeo was born on March 28, 1938 in Bocao, Bulacan. In 1984, Tadeo formed the Alyasang Mabubukid sa Gitnang Luzon, which later joined other peasant organizations to form the Kilusang Mambubukid ng Pilipinas. He was a strong advocate for genuine land reform that went beyond the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program or CAR. Tadeo's activism and advocacy for farmers often led to clashes with the government. In January 1987, as the chair of KMP, he led a march of Malacanang to present the demands of farmers directly to the President Corazon Aquino. Unfortunately, the protests turned violent, resulting in the Mindiola massacre, where 13 farmers were killed by the Marines. In 1990, Tadeo was arrested and imprisoned on what he described as a trumped-up charges of swindling, spent 3 years and 3 months in prison, and was paroled 3 years later. However, in 1998, he was granted a full presidential pardon by the President Fidel Ramos' support of full farmer empowerment. Throughout his life, Jaime Tadeo remained dedicated to the cause of agrarian reform and the fight of farmers' rights. He continued to advocate for land distribution for the poorest majority in the country, believing that genuine agrarian reform was essential for achieving real democracy in the Philippines. Jaime Tadeo passed away on March 26, 2023, just 2 days before his 85th birthday due to complication from diabetes.
Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, she was serving in the Congress as a Deputy Speaker from 2022 until her removal in November 2023. She is the longest-serving President of the Philippines since Ferdinand Marcos. Before her association to the presidency, she served as the 10th Vice President of the Philippines from 1998 to 2001 under President Joseph Estrada, making her the country's first female Vice President despite having run on an opposing ticket. Under the Arroyo administration, on December 4, 2009, through Proclamation number 1959, President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo officially placed Maguindanao Province under a state of martial law, thereby suspending the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus. Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, he committed a crime, plunder, sentence, imprisonment, 10 to 20 years. She is 79 years old, and for in health, she suffered from cervical spondylosis. Granting executive clemency to Arroyo would be an act of compassion and allow her to spend her remaining years in the freedom with her family. Arroyo has expressed remorse for her actions and has sought forgiveness from the Filipino people.
Joseph Estrada being granted a pardon is a significant event in Philippine political history. Joseph Estrada, a popular actor, was elected as the 30th President of the Philippines in 1998. However, his presidency was marred by allegations of corruption and mismanagement. In 2001, mass protests erupted calling for his resignation, leading to what is known as the EDSA Second People Power Revolution. Faced with mounting pressure, Estrada was eventually ousted from power and replaced by his Vice President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. After his removal from office, Estrada faced charges of plunder, a crime that carries a life sentence in the Philippines. He was accused amassing ill-gotten wealth during his presidency. In 2007, after 6 years of trial, Estrada was found guilty and sentenced to life imprisonment. However, on October 25, 2007, President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo granted Estrada a pardon. The decision was met with mixed reaction from the public. Supporters of Estrada saw it as an act of reconciliation and a way to move past the political division caused by his ouster critics. On the other hand, viewed it as controversial move that undetermined the rule of law and sent a message that powerful individuals could evade punishment for their crimes. The pardon not only released Estrada from prison but also restored his civil and political rights, allowing him to participate in public life again. He later made a political comeback and ran for presidencies in 2010 but was unsuccessful. The story of Joseph Estrada pardon is a complex and debate topic in the Philippine politics, reflecting the challenges and complexities of justice, reconciliation, and rule of law. The age of Estrada was one of the considerations for granting him a pardon. Government policies at the time was to release prisoners who were 70 years old or above. Since Estrada was already in his 70s when he was granted the pardon, his age played a role in the decision to release him from prison. However, it's important to note that the final decision to grant the pardon was made by President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo.
Actor Robin Padilla was granted an absolute pardon by President Rodrigo Duterte. The pardon was confirmed by President Duterte himself during a dinner with reporters in Malacanang. It was granted in relation to Robin Padilla's conviction for illegal possession of firearms in 1994. The absolute pardon restored Robin Padilla's civil and political rights, allowing him to fully exercise his rights as a citizen. This included the right to vote, seek public office, and travel freely. It also enabled him to regain his Philippine passport. President Duterte mentioned that he granted a pardon to Robin Padilla because the original pardon did not include the full restoration of his political and civil rights. The pardon was seen as a gesture of goodwill towards the actor, who is a staunch supporter of President Duterte. Robin Padilla expressed his gratitude for the pardon and clarified that he did not view it as a political favor. He stated that he had campaigned for several presidents in the past and had never asked to be pardoned. He also mentioned that he had already served his time in jail and believed that he had paid for his mistakes. The pardon was significant for Robin Padilla as it not only restored his rights but also had potential implications for his visa application to join his wife and newborn child in the United States. Hiro Noda was a Japanese soldier who gained worldwide attention for his refusal to surrender and his prolonged fight in World War II. He was stationed on Lubang Island in the Philippines and continued to believe that the war was ongoing, even after Japan's surrender in 1945. Hiro Noda remained in hiding on the islands for almost 3 decades, engaging in sporadic clashes with local residents and conducting surveillance of military facilities. It wasn't until 1974 that he finally surrendered after his former commanding officer traveled to the island to officially relieve him of duty. Following his surrender, Hiro Noda was granted a full pardon by the President of the Philippines, Ferdinand Marcos, in a televised ceremony. However, controversy arose when he was revisited Lubang Island in 1996. His wife, Machio Noda, had arranged a $10,000 scholarship donation on his behalf, which led to some criticism.